bum 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 banana 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 bye ay 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 ay.
Hey, sorry, I'm trying to fix
it. Not real.
It's me, Goku.
No, I had to like turn off the music for a bit on Xenoverse because it's so loud. I couldn't hear, could barely hear you, and I don't want it to mess up the audio for the video too bad. So we fixed it. It's not blaring anymore. I just turned it off.
Yeah, why is your game set to games plus demos?
I don't know. Why is it set to that? Let's see if we can fix that.
And why is the first thing I see when I open that category a furry?
Because it is. You know. Yeah, I fixed it. I don't know why I was doing that.
It's weird. Anyway, what are we talking about today, Tom?
We are talking about the greatest anime that ever existed. Dragon Ball. The entire franchise. You know. I mean, it's the anime I grew up with, I think. A lot of us did. It's the anime that I think a lot of people got experienced anime with. I think that's a fair thing. I don't know about you, but that's how I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I had seen Sailor Moon before I had seen Dragon Ball, but I obviously didn't get in it. And it's nothing against Sailor Moon. It's actually a fine anime. There's nothing wrong with it. It just obviously didn't strike a chord with me the way Dragon Ball did. And then when I saw Dragon Ball about a year later, it was just the greatest thing I had ever seen outside of pro wrestling. And the fact that I was allowed to watch it when I'm this kid, Yeah, I think any of us feel that way. You're like a kid and you're watching the show and there's these space alien men blowing each other up and you're not getting in trouble for watching it,
Yeah.
I don't know. What was your kind of first experience with the series?
Well, you see, my first experience with the series was interesting because I grew up with older brothers and stuff who were into Dragon Ball before I was technically, just because I was really, really young and they had already had VHS tapes and stuff from it. So that was kind of how I first experienced Dragon Ball was watching bits and pieces with them on VHS, and then I remember when I was 7, 8-ish. I finally sat down and found it online and was able to watch the whole series. And I remember very vividly I watched all of Dragon Ball Z within 2 weeks.
Oh wow.
Because it was during summer break and I just sat in front of a TV for the majority of a day.
Well, I guess if
I barely took breaks to eat.
I guess if you're watching it like that and there's not really commercials, it's a lot easier to get through. Because I watched it on the official Toonami run, the first one.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times they restarted it before the Frieza saga actually ends. And then when they finally got through the Frieza saga, it had already been a pretty good amount of time. Yeah, because I don't know why they would always start it. And I remember when we finally got to the end of the Frieza saga and we finally got to see Super Saiyan and stuff, and it wasn't just teased and then restarted. It was, I don't know how that worked out. If I guess they must have only had rights to so many episodes at a time, or maybe they had to. Yeah, I'm not too sure how it worked, but yeah, it. And I mean, I didn't see the original Dragon Ball till well after, but I ended up actually kind of enjoying. I think I enjoy that a lot more for storytelling and things.
Yeah, Dragon Ball definitely like hit me with storytelling like a lot harder. I love Dragon Ball, like the original Dragon Ball, so much. Like, I think we even talked about it when we did that episode about like our top favorites, like our top five favorites of like most things. Like Dragon
You're
Ball, the
fucking
show
right on
Dragon
that.
Ball, uh, was was like number 2 on my list.
No, yeah, because it is the series is wonderful, like the OG series. I mean, I'm personally one that likes like all of them, even GT, but the OG Dragon Ball, there's just something different about it.
Yeah, absolutely. But more specifically, because we aren't just talking about Dragon
Dragon
Ball and
Ball, we're
Dragon
talking about
Ball.
the top 10 moments today. Our top 10
Yup.
moments.
Nope, it's guaranteed that our top 10 moments are everyone else's top 10
Yeah,
moments.
everyone else
No one
has
can
to like
disagree.
our top moments.
And that's why we're going to have the exact same top 10 without any differences at all, even though we didn't talk about it beforehand.
Another set of lists we didn't talk about, so hopefully you guys enjoy these. I mean, I think they're pretty interesting. If you're joining us on the
So,
Twitch channel there, remember to follow. And if you're joining us on YouTube, remember to like and subscribe.
so do you want to wind us in with your number 10?
Okay, so my number 10 moment in all of Dragon Ball is Yajirobe coming off of Vegeta's spit.
Oh, that's actually a really interesting one. Let's choose for that.
And my reason for that is it's because it's pretty much the last glimpse in Dragon Ball Z we get of Dragon Ball. Because if you think about it, Yajirobe is the last side character to technically win a fight. You know, like, if we're not counting Hercule's interference in the Cell and the Buu saga, like, Yajirobe is the last, like, side member or, like, last member of the side fighters to
I wouldn't
actually...
say that he won the fight.
He got the win. He cut his tail off and that ended the fight.
That didn't end the fight.
I mean, it pretty much ended the fight.
No, what ended the fight was Gohan turning into a giant ape and then falling on Vegeta.
Well, that too, but I'm just saying, like, had
That's
Yajirobe...
mostly, like, if that didn't have, like, don't get me wrong, like, Vegeta would have won without Yajirobe there. But what I'm saying is, like, actual, like, ending the fight, Vegeta was still about to kill Goku until Gohan transformed.
Well, yeah, I get that. I'm just saying Yajirobe came in clutch, though. He basically saved the fight there with that, like... And that was, like, the last time you had a side character come in that clutch. Like even Hercule's stuff was pretty clutch with the Buu saga on that, but I don't think anyone came in more clutch than Yajirobe in a fight, like... You know, and it just gave you that glimpse of old Dragon Ball where, like, characters like that would come in and, like, kind of help Goku and the gang, like, get a upper hand. It wasn't just, like, it wasn't just always the Saiyans doing things, and I guess that's part of it, too, is it's the last time we see, like, a non-Saiyan. I mean, like, yeah, Piccolo does his things, but Piccolo's, like... It's always kind of sad because it's like, even in the new movie they show it, he's kind of the guy to, like he's kind of, I hate to sound like this, but he's like the equivalent to a wrestling jobber. Like, he's the guy that's so good at what he does, he's just there to make the villains look even better by, like, oh man, they beat Piccolo, you know, like...
Yeah.
I love Piccolo, but that's kind of the thing, like, no, like, Yajirobe just... That was my moment, and it's just one of those memorable moments because,
no, it is very memorable, and like I don't disagree that it's not a great moment. I was just like I have to disagree with like saying it ended the fight because it didn't end the fight.
Well, it didn't end it, but you get what I mean. It's basically the thing that
he
that
did
turned
help. He did, like...
Because Vegeta would have won the fight in the Ozaru form if not. Like, he definitely would have won it. Anyway, that's my number 10. What's your number 10?
My number 10 is obviously Oolong wishing for panties. Duh. No. In reality...
That is funny. I can't say anything about that. Because as a kid, I didn't know what the first wish was. I never knew. Because, like I said, I saw Dragon Ball after, and when that was, I was just like, oh my god, that's the first ever wish? Like, what?
No, my real number 10 is Goku arriving on Namek. Just that feeling of like, you know, it just absolute terror for the other characters being dismantled by the Ginyu Force, and like Raccoon
Got a talent
on the
for
brink
us.
of just
Don't
murdering
forget how that felt.
Vegeta, and like Gohan and Krillin, and then Goku just coming out of nowhere. It's stopping that elbow to the gut,
Doing that epic run
and
in.
Raccoon just dead right then and there. Like he's out. He's obviously not dead, but he was essentially, it was over. That was it. He, like, that one hit, done. Just absolutely a fantastic moment. I remember being so like, oh my god, because Goku felt stronger than ever before, and it really got it across that Goku was stronger than he's ever been before.
Yeah, that
As he
was
just
really the
one
turning
tapped the
point.
guy who was beating Vegeta, who was the guy who essentially destroyed him in Earth.
No, and you're right. That was kind of like the turning point moment for Goku, where you knew, like, okay, he's like, this isn't Dragon Ball Goku anymore. This is like another
No.
like level of Goku.
Level. Yeah, absolutely. So it was just like such
Here's
a like
move.
crazy, intense moment right there
No,
of
that is a great
Goku
moment.
hitting that elbow,
And
and
when
that's
you
why
talk
it
about the
made it
fear,
onto
it's
my
not just the
list.
fear of the other characters as they're getting beat down. I think also the initial shock and fear the Ginyu Force have when he just wrecks Raccoon. Like,
Hmm.
amazing moment. Even in this game, they
Yeah,
kind
when
of
you have
translate
the
it over
man from
well.
Space Australia, who's like the Space Australia, who's like, he just killed
Crikey.
Raccoon.
See what I didn't say, crikey. I really wish I would ask Chris about why he was Australian. Next time I go to one of his signings, I'm gonna ask him, like, why is he Australian? Is that your idea? Like, what's going on?
Why is he Space Australian?
Is there like a space Australia?
It's one of my favorite Dragon Ball Z abridged jokes. Is Space Australia. Because
Just
like
start
after they
there.
did the Space Australia joke, they just started going on with that to where everything had a space variant. Oh, let me pull up my space iPhone.
Okay, why is just like nobody getting in this? I'm about to leave the room. This room sucks.
So, what's your number
Yeah.
9?
So my number 9 is from the original Dragon Ball, and it's in season 1, and it is Goku
Mm.
turning into an Ozaru. For my main
Ooh.
reasoning, and this is kind of a more personal reason, not just like for it being an iconic moment, but because again, once I saw Dragon Ball Z first, and in Dragon Ball Z, Goku doesn't have his tail. He never goes Ozaru. That's like not a
Mhm.
thing. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so seeing him do it for the first time and like realizing like, oh man, there was a point where he did it too. It's not just like Gohan and the younger Saiyans or like, the evil Saiyans. Like that was
No.
just like a really cool thing to see, even though he was technically out of control. It was just a really cool thing to see. Like,
Yeah,
um,
and it also brings like that like it also ties in with Dragon Ball Z in that moment where it's like Goku realizes he's the one who crushed Grandpa Gohan.
yeah, pretty much. And then it also like, I mean, not a lot of people like that aren't too knowledgeable about like the roots of Dragon Ball and like Journey to the West. It is also the thing that like ties Goku like heavily to Sun Wukong. It's one of the other
Yeah.
things, and so it's just really cool to see it. Like it's not something you really ever get to see until GT again, and since most people don't credit GT for much, like it's really the
Yeah.
only canon time we ever get to see Goku go in that form. Like, so yeah, that
Yeah.
was my number 9. I just really like it, and it is a classic moment. Like if you go back and watch that episode, like it's probably the like most. I don't know if it's maybe the most action-packed episode of that season, but it's probably one of the craziest episodes of season 1. Like for all the stuff that
Yeah.
happens and like how lighthearted season 1 ends up being compared to a lot of the other seasons. Like,
Oh yeah, and the amount of times they have to pull his tail off.
yeah, pretty much.
I don't know if they ever explain why his tail kept growing back, but
Well,
It sure
it
did.
keeps growing back because I think even Gohan's does, and then I think it's just after a point they figure out how to get him to stop growing back or something
Well,
like that.
I think the way they do explain it, because I do think there was actually an explanation, was like when Kami pulled it off, he did something to make sure it wouldn't grow back.
Yeah, because Kami, I think he's aware. Because I mean, even though at that point they hadn't written any of the Saiyan stuff, Kami would like, if you know how Kami is, he would actually be aware of what a Saiyan is, and he probably would know Goku's a Saiyan.
Well, no, he also, I think he just got to witness Goku turn Grade 8 multiple times. Um,
That too, yeah. No, I was
Because,
just saying because like if you're going by like the origins of Piccolo, Kami would have been he would know, like, you know what I mean? He would know what a Saiyan is just because of the origins of Piccolo and that because like the original Piccolo, the one that Kami and Piccolo are split off from, that guy's supposed to be like as strong as a Super Saiyan on his own. So like
no, yeah,
I'm obviously saying it's something that they retroactively would acknowledge, but I'm just saying that if you're going by like the canon, he would like he could it could later be
well,
explained
the
as
only
like,
thing that
oh,
makes me, like, think about that is, like, Kami and Piccolo didn't even know they were Namekians. Like, they weren't even fully aware that that's what they were. Because you remember when they were, like, bringing all that stuff in, that they were like, oh, that's because even Piccolo acknowledges the fact that he's like a Namekian. That's what I am. What?
true, true.
Um,
But yeah, no, that's my number nine. What's your number nine?
my number 9 is Piccolo going Orange Piccolo
Ah,
because it needed to happen. We needed some strong Piccolo action. And I'm very happy with the Orange Piccolo and how much of a beast it made Piccolo look like. Um, Piccolo for President 2024.
no, it was a great movie and or a moment in that movie, and it's kind of the turning point in the fight. You know,
It is.
I really like when he names the form too, because they're all expecting him to
Yeah.
call it something cool, and he's like, "I'm gonna call it Orange Piccolo." It's
Orange
just like exactly
Piccolo.
what it was. Like it is. Like, dude, what a
And it's not even like he's like, yeah, I'm orange. This is Orange Namekian. No, it's named after him too. He's just like, yeah, this is me. I'm Orange Piccolo. That's what this transformation is. So that means if any other Namekian ever earns that transformation, the name of it's Orange Piccolo.
true. I mean, that is true. Orange Piccolo, it is.
Oh my God! Did you see it? Dende went Orange Piccolo, huh?
What a hero.
That would be kind of funny.
No, that is a great
But
moment though.
no,
And that fight during that fight too, because that was a good fight.
yeah, and it
So
confused because I did like recently, like I've seen a lot of people talking about that movie, and it seems like it wasn't actually as well received as I would have thought. Because I thought it was a great movie. Um, and like I've heard some people like talk trash about Orange Piccolo. It's like, what's your issue with Orange Piccolo?
I just think some people just complain to complain is all it is because if you notice with the Dragon Ball community, usually the people who complain about the newer stuff are sort of a vocal minority because most of the just regular fans they just appreciate when they get new Dragon Ball content
Yeah,
and as far as I know, everyone I talked to that saw the movie, they were pretty happy with it.
yeah, and
Obviously,
I was
like
happy with it.
I know like some people didn't like it like as much as they liked the Broly movie, and that's fine. Like they're both great movies. I'm not gonna sit here and debate which one's better, but like I know
Ow!
that was one gripe because everyone was
Shit.
expecting. But they even said before it came out that it wasn't supposed to be like the Broly movie. It was supposed to have more slice of life like scenes in it because. But yeah, no, that was a great transformation and moment. I don't really know people's issue. Really, the thing. Oh my God, everybody rage quit because they're babies, even though we were winning that. Okay.
Sorry, I just kicked my table and stubbed my
Well,
toe.
get the tables down now, now. Okay, I'll stop. All right, we're moving on to number eight, right?
Yeah, let's get your Number
Okay, my number
8.
8 is like kind of a simple one. It's not anything too crazy.
It's me.
Yeah, it's you, DDP. No, so it's when Goku and Beerus are fighting in outer space, and it's specifically in the English dub. I'm pretty sure this doesn't happen because I know it's ad-lib because this came from Sean Schimmel himself when I met him at a signing. And it's when him and Beerus are fighting, and Goku's like Super Saiyan God runs out, and Beerus is like, "What's going on?" And Goku just looks at him, and he's like, a fight in outer space. Like, I don't know why, but that line just did it for me.
It's a really good line. That's a really good line.
And what was great is Sean Schimmel told me he ad-libbed it, like it wasn't in the script, like he just threw that in there himself, and so it's like, that's hilarious.
I love Sean Schimmel so much.
Oh yeah, he's such a nice guy.
I have so much love for Sean Schimmel.
Interestingly, he told us that because someone asked him about him passing out during Super Saiyan 3, and he said it was actually only during Super Saiyan 4 has he ever passed out, because that's like the hardest he ever had to scream.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's my number 8. I mean, I know it's not really anything too crazy. It's more of just like a funny line moment thing, but I love that moment. It had me laughing, and it kind of sets the more like hybrid tone Super House of being sort of like Dragon Ball Z with Dragon Ball humor and like storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that I don't know, that was just like a little thing for me, nothing crazy, and like,
yeah, and that's,
you know, and shout out to Sean Schimmel. I know I'll never see this, but great guy, really nice.
Yeah, like can't give enough love to Sean Schimmel. But
Damn, that's some cool loading the screen.
That's a really good line, especially for it to be ad-libbed, and it is a very memorable line, because as soon as you started talking about the fight in space, the first thing I thought of was that moment where it's like, a fight in space?
Yeah, like, that was a great moment.
It's a very Goku line. It's like...
And it kind of sums up, because everybody thinks Goku's this, like, noble, serious guy, and it's like, no, if you really know, Goku has and always will be, he's sort of a goofball. That's, like, his whole thing is he's a goofball. Even in Dragon Ball Z, he's a goofball.
And, like, he's a goofball who can be serious. Like, there's definitely moments where he is super serious. Like,
it's when he's in fights, he's serious.
It's when he's angry. When he's angry. Like,
because when he's not mad, because like you'll see him in Dragon Ball Z, even when they're not like the episodes that pre like a saga or something that like build up to a saga, he's not just like, yeah guys, we gotta blah blah blah. He's not Vegeta. He's not acting like
he's
Vegeta.
Cracking jokes.
He's cracking jokes and like hanging out with Chi-Chi and Gohan. It's Vegeta that's acting like Vegeta. If you want that, see Vegeta.
I love Goku. Like Goku humor so much. But my number 8 is following on from my number 9 from Orange Piccolo is going to be Gohan going Beast Form, because Gohan is my favorite non-fusion character in Dragon Ball history, and they have done him so dirty.
Yeah, the movie finally did him justice.
That movie is one of my favorite things just because they did him good. The Beast Form made me so happy.
And him going Beast Form has me really hyped. If you know like what goes on in the Granola arc with like Vegeta's new technique and like his Ultra Instinct, and then whatever Broly ends up becoming. Like,
see, I might start like reading the manga. Just so
I told Daniel to do it, because the thing is you're missing out on so much just by not reading it, and like it's going to be so hard to keep avoiding the spoilers.
Don't get me wrong, I've done very well over the past couple years, because I still know nothing other than names. Like other than names and that one thing you said earlier.
You don't know Vegeta's like form in that though, or?
Oh yeah, well I guess I did hear about and like see a little bit of Ultra Ego.
Yeah. I didn't want to like say too much about it just in case someone does hear this that has no idea, but that's why I'm not going to get into what it is.
I almost guarantee they've heard the name though.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into the details.
Once again, it's mostly just names. Like that's what I've heard as names. I haven't heard any like detailed things. But with that being said, I'm hoping that we get some more Gohan content. And that's just like it's completely personal. Like it had like that one is like a completely selfish pick, just like the Piccolo one was a completely selfish pick because it's just like I'm happy for it because I love those characters.
Well, my
So
number 8 was kind of a selfish pick because it was just a line I find funny. It has really no bearing on the overall
no,
series.
yeah,
It's just something I
no,
like
yeah,
because I think it's funny. Like, but
yeah,
that's okay to have those kind of picks, you know.
yeah. It is, and it's my top 10 list, and that's why. Actually, sorry, I forgot we said at the beginning. This is the definitive top 10. So
It is a
I don't know
definitive
what
top
y'all are talking
10.
about. Top
I think I did
definitive.
say our top 10
Both of ours
movies.
are the exact.
I did say that at the beginning that it was a top 10. You're just forgetting.
No, we made the joke that these were. Okay, whatever.
I don't know. I forget.
Whatever. What's your number 7?
Okay, my number 7 is from Dragon Ball GT, and I'm gonna give
Alright, the door's that way.
an honorable mention because my number 7, it was a tie between what I picked and Master Roshi getting off the bus and ogling girls because it's like even though GT doesn't get a lot of things right, they got Master Roshi right. But actually and it's just like a funny little moment in the earlier episode of GT. And it's just Pan like going to Hercule's dojo and just beating up everybody and then punking him and like challenging him to a fight that he like backs out of. And it like the whole like scene is just funny, like because she just takes out all of his students and then she challenges him and he's just like, oh, I have a stomach ache. Like
Yeah.
like that was a good scene. Like GT is not the greatest, obviously. Like it's a very rushed show, but for the parts they do well, they did really well. Like you know what I mean?
That you do tell me that. You do tell me that.
Like it does very well in the certain like I think it does well in the like world building. It's just that the sagas and stuff are very rushed, if that makes sense.
It's just that they turned Goku into a child
And that, yeah,
did stupid
that
stuff for
nonsense.
most.
They made some
of
stupid
the show.
decisions. It's like TNA.
It's just like DNA.
All right. Well, what's your number 7?
Yeah, so my number 7 is the announcement and then cancellation of Dragon Ball Magic. That's my number. No, I'm kidding. So my number 7 is Goku in like the arc of Dragon Ball where he's going through the undead tournament.
Don't forget how that felt.
With Pycon.
No, Dragon Ball where he's trying to get.
Oh, Dragon Ball. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the other world
yeah.
tournament. My bad.
Yeah, I understood what you were. But when he was trying to get to, I'm blanking on her name and it's annoying me. Master Roshi's sister. Help me out here.
Fortune teller Baba.
Thank you, Baba. I kept wanting to call her Bobbity, and I was like, that's not who that is.
Close enough.
Fortune teller Baba. When he's going through that tournament and he reunites with Grandpa Gohan for the first time in Dragon Ball, because it's the first time we get to see Grandpa Gohan like actually interact with Goku, because he's the last person Goku has to fight in the tournament.
Yeah, I do remember that, and that is a heartwarming moment.
And yeah, exactly. It was just very heartwarming and it was very touching to me, and I loved it. So that's why I made my number 7. Because it was very nice and I enjoyed it.
And it just shows that Dragon Ball can like do like emotional storytelling. It's not just purely a gag manga / anime.
Wait a minute. You're Grandpa Gohan.
Because the original, Dragon Ball was more of a gag anime and manga, so like
yeah.
that is the thing on there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, that is a great
nice
moment. It was it was a really nice moment. That guy's name was Kaka. That's not a good saying name. Nope.
So is that your number 7? Is that your number 6? That
Super
guy's
Saiyan
name?
Kaka? Yeah, totally.
Yes,
my number 7, and I think it's a pretty good number 7. It's another kind of funny number 7. This time I would say it's almost equivalent to the GT moment, and it's in Dragon Ball Super when Hercule's telling the story of him turning into Super Hercule.
Is this your number 6? Because you already did your
Oh
number
yeah, number
7.
6. I'm sorry, number 6. Number 6. Yeah, when he turns into Super Hercule. I even bought the Funko Pop. I bought the limited Funko Pop of it because that had me dying. Like, why is he not just a character in every game? Like,
He should. There should just be a side quest in Xenoverse and stuff where you have to fight Super Hercule.
or they just have like an alternate timeline Hercule that's just Super Hercule. Like, I would totally play as him. Maybe in Xenoverse 3, since that'll probably have more super
Uh,
stuff.
yeah.
But yeah,
I
that's
did
my
love
number
that
6 is
because he
just
just
Super
like,
Hercule.
yeah, he straight up just like ripped Super Saiyan. I was like,
He just
yeah,
stole
I did
Super
that.
Saiyan. Yeah. That was me, and it's like
Super Hercule.
it just shows how funny Hercule is and like how much he's basically the Hulk Hogan of Dragon Ball.
He is. There's so many funny Hercule
Just how
moments. Hercule
Hogan
was
just
just.
tells stories like that. I was almost in Metallica, brother. No, you weren't.
Oh, Hercule's great because you also have just those. Like, there's so many good Hercule moments. Like, you could probably make a list of just Hercule moments.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's great that he's so humble to let other people have the spotlight when he's the strongest in the universe. So,
Exactly.
very,
What a
very
hero.
humble man. I mean, he sits there and lets Goku prove himself when he could just deal with it. He's very humble, very humble. We love Hercule for that.
It's funny
Um,
this loading screen's coming up, or that just came up. You'll understand a little bit why, but yeah. Anyway, what's your number 6?
my number 6 is, oh yeah, there it is. I had to look at my page to remember my list. My number 6 is Krillin and Android 18's relationship as a whole. I kind of cheated there, but yeah, just their whole relationship. It makes me happy. It brings me joy. So that's my number 6. You just take a dart and throw it at a board with different moments in their relationship. It'll make me happy.
Is it the dynamic of them, or what about it?
Absolutely. It's just the whole relationship, dude. They're the best relationship in Dragon Ball. Like, that's the.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I feel like Vegeta and Bulma don't have the worst. I think the only relationship that's
No,
really
I
not
don't.
good is
I'm not
Goku.
saying theirs is bad. I'm just saying that Android 18 and Krillin have the best relationship. Do you,
I mean,
I
yeah,
didn't say
fair.
that. I didn't say
I mean,
that.
Goku and
Like,
Chi-Chi
Bulma
are
and
really bad.
Vegeta. Yeah, but I didn't say like I just said that
Oh, no,
this
no,
was the
yeah,
best
I
one.
get you.
And I think it hands down is the best one because there's nothing funnier to me than the fact that Krillin's the one who pulled the baddie. So
No, that is funny. He deserves it. Not Yamcha.
also the fact that his child's name is Marin,
And
which
his
is
ex-girlfri's name is Marin.
yeah,
What a,
which is
what a
funny on
guy.
all
And his
levels.
ex-girlfriend looks just like Bulma. What the
Yeah.
hell, Krillin? You're weird. Never mind, that was weird. I take back what I said.
Oh, also Chrome with hair. I just want to give him, Chrome with hair is just jarring.
Dude,
I need that
did
to
I
be
ever tell you the first
understood.
Krillin action figure I ever got was that Krillin? And I couldn't figure
And
out
you were
because
like, this
no,
isn't
no, no, hold on.
Krillin.
Yeah, because I was confused because when I was a kid, they hadn't gotten that far yet. And I was like, what's this? Why does Krillin look like this? And I was like, oh, maybe that's how he looked in Dragon Ball. That's what I assumed because I hadn't seen Dragon Ball yet. So I thought he had hair in Dragon Ball at some point, like he grew it out, and then he must have been shaving it off, which is technically not wrong. I just got the order of like events wrong. Hey,
That's great.
that's a decent number 6.
Yeah. I just stand their relationship as a whole.
Which is fine. My number 5 is, and this is, I'm pretty sure it's one of the most iconic moments, anyone could agree, is the father-son Kamehameha in the Cell Saga.
Oh,
That's why I said that loading
okay.
screen that was on the game was kind of perfect, because it was the one from missing like Future Gohan. But yeah.
Okay.
But no, yeah, that I mean because it was just obviously like it ended that saga, but like just the moment, you know, like obviously it showed like I don't know, it was the whole thing where like you get to see Goku and like Gohan like win a fight together, like father and son, and like it kind of gives you that like before you even knew about the Buu saga or you watch it, like it gave you that thing like, well, Goku's not really gone, like he's still there, like I mean
Yeah.
that in a good way, like I don't know, it was just and obviously it's a cool visual to see,
Oh,
and it was
absolutely.
I think it was the moment that like if he would have kept training, it was essentially Goku passing the torch. It's just unfortunately
I mean,
Gohan
it's the
dropped it a
moment
little.
that it's the moment that made me like made Gohan my favorite character.
No,
So
yeah,
I
and
understand
it's
that
probably
completely.
if you think about like finishing like in a saga, it's probably one of it's probably the most remembered out of the three Dragon Ball Z sagas because then like people remember how Buu went, people remember how Frieza went, but like the one
Yeah,
most people think about in their head is the Father Son Kamehameha.
absolutely.
And I think it just again encompasses the Goku Gohan dynamic like perfectly because like, as much as people don't realize it, like Gohan idolizes his dad, like he really does. You
Yeah.
just watch Dragon Ball Z, that's all he ever wants to do is impress his dad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my number 5, so what's your number 5?
Oh, that's a really good number 5. I think that that's a great number 5, and that
Is it
we could.
raining?
Oh, it's funny to me that you like the surprisedness in your voice there. Like, is it
We don't get
raining?
rain
What?
here, so it's just like, what the
I
heck? Why is it
know. That's
rain?
what's funny about it. Like,
Bad.
it's great. Um, no, but sorry. My number 5 is in the movie Fusion Reborn when Goten and Trunks fight Hitler. That's my number 5. That's a very no,
I'm
my
just kidding, guys.
number 5.
His number 5 is Bio Broly.
Fuck you. My number 5 is the moment before Vegeta goes to sacrifice himself in Majin Vegeta form, uh, when he hugs Trunks and then knocks Trunks unconscious. Once again, a very emotional moment.
No, it really is.
Just because you don't like you don't see Vegeta show any emotion. You could tell like even when he was hugging, like he was doing it because he cared about Trunks, and he does truly like care about Trunks, and it's something he doesn't show very often. So it's like just nice to see him actually show some fatherly love. Uh,
No, it is a really good moment. Like,
People of Canton City,
and just
he's a
Majin
have you
Vegeta as
been
a
to the
whole
Hero
is a very
Coliseum yet?
very dynamic
interesting character,
character.
There you can
Yeah.
enjoy explosive figure battles
and
using the
like
state-of-the-art battle
it's
simulator.
interesting because it's like obviously
You've got all
his
kinds of
evil
hero
has been
figures at your
amplified. That's
disposal, and you
what
can
brings
use
out the
and combine
Majin
them in any way
in
you
him,
see
but
fit.
even in that
The number
state,
of
he
combinations
still
is
cares
unreal.
about his
Mix and match
friends and
figures to create your
his
own.
loved ones, and it's like the most emotional you see Vegeta.
No, it is a really good moment. And that's leading into my number 4 because my number 4 is actually Vegeta's sacrifice. Like the overall moment from that to the sacrifice itself.
Wow, that is some great placement right there.
Yeah, that's why when you said it, I was like, wow, perfect. Like leads right in. Just because like you said, from that moment with Trunks and just showing how much he cares, even like and acknowledging how much like he respects Gohan and like them, like
Mhm.
everything, even like those filler Piccolo's speech, like telling him he's not
Yeah.
going to keep his body in that. Like it was all great. The only or and not the only and then like the actual moment of it was really crazy too and like cool. Like I really liked it.
Yeah.
Like just
Absolutely, it's a phenomenal moment. I mean, like the build up to it's great. The actual moment's great. You really like it made me like I cried. I 100% cried as a kid watching that. Because it was just like, because at that point Vegeta had become one of my favorite characters, and then seeing him in that state, sacrificing himself, it was like, oh my. And I cried.
I mean, I didn't, but that's not anything wrong with that. I was just not. I was like 12 or something, and I was really not. But I was like sad because Vegeta is my favorite character. So when he went, I was like, no, what? Vegeta's gone, and like because obviously like when I was watching it, the internet was around, but like it wasn't as like it is now where there's spoilers as abundant. So I had no idea what was coming next, and to me, it just made Majin Buu feel so much worse than any other villain they ever had to fight because, like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my god, like Vegeta's gone. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, how are they gonna like overcome this guy? Like, if Vegeta can't handle him, you know what I mean? And then like, it was pretty crazy to me as a kid, like just to see Vegeta like go out like that, and then like it's still not enough to beat Majin Buu. But like the sacrifice itself is like a really beautiful moment too. Like it just again, it's one of those that shows that like Dragon Ball can be more than like a silly or like over like action kind of anime thing.
Well, absolutely. And I just like, yeah, Vegeta as a whole sacrificing himself. It showed a lot of character development for Vegeta as well. Because he went from being one of the most selfish, like, characters possible to then being one of the most selfless. So, like, you really see that transformation. So, I would say, like, it was a very good moment.
The sacrifice is a very good moment, and it's, again, my number 4. Like, my number 4 overall, which...
And I'm so very happy that that my number 5 was what it was, because that built into that like amazingly, absolutely phenomenal.
And I think it's a good one to like top my final 4 and my top 4 because. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I know most people think about their top 3 or their top 2, but to me, I always have that Royal Rumble mentality where like.
The final 4, yeah, and you know that's why you know my final 4 is also very important here. And my number 4 spot is Goku and Piccolo learning to drive, baby. Let's go. No,
I mean, I'm
I can't help myself. It's the best filler. No one can argue that. That is genuine. Can we do an episode of, like, where we do like
it's
top
the only
10
filler
best
anyone
filler
acknowledges,
episodes?
and people actually buy merchandise of it.
Yeah, I love that episode. No, in reality, it is Goku killing King Piccolo. Like, Goku getting his revenge for fucking Krillin, shooting his head through King Piccolo's stomach, and King Piccolo throwing up his little egg, and that's how we got our Piccolo.
And I think that was like to me that was like the big like moment for Dragon Ball, like because after that, everything that kind of followed that, nothing felt as big, you know, up until like nothing felt that big until we got to Frieza.
Oh yeah, and well, to be fair, the King Piccolo thing, that was kind of like supposed to be the not so much like the end, but it was like kind of like the wind down, like, okay, this is like everything after this is the aftermath of King Piccolo in Dragon Ball, and like the Dragon Ball series, not in Dragon Ball whole. Obviously, it got a lot more intense later on in like Dragon Ball Z and Super, but in Dragon Ball, it was like the wind down, because after that you had the second tournament, like with Piccolo Jr. and
you have him fight that Dracula version of the devil.
Yeah.
That was so random. Like, he has to
I
go
think that actually
to
happened
hell.
before King Piccolo, right?
I think it might have, but that always just makes me laugh that the devil, like in hell in the Dragon Ball universe, like he doesn't look like Deborah, like how, like, you know, the guy that looks like the freaking devil. No, he looks like Dracula. Like, okay.
And then you have after that turn, you do have like the Goku and like Chi stuff, which is also pretty good. So yeah,
No,
it's just the
yeah.
wind down of it, and like it's the big moment of Dragon Ball. Like it's the shining star of the
And I
Dragon
think
Ball.
honorable mention. Hey,
Okay.
Tokyo Worlds, welcome, and how are you? I hope you're a Dragon Ball fan. I'm not sure if you are, but if you are, welcome to the stream. If you want to leave a follow, we also re-upload this to YouTube. If you want to check us out, same name, Major the Fall 88. And also, oh, thank you for the follow, actually. And I would say honorable mention there to the Goku Chi wedding. I mean, I don't know if you have that, but like that
No,
kind of led to
it's
that,
not really.
and I think that was actually a nice moment in the series, but it's not in my list, but honorable mention to that, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Anyway, what's your number three? What's your top three?
Okay, my number three, and it's another GT moment. Goku leaving with Shenron at the end. Again, like I said, GT doesn't do a lot of things well, but when it does them like really well, and that scene, like, it's up there with like it's one of those scenes that'll actually kind of almost bring a tear to your eye, like, because it's just, you realize what's going on, and he goes and visits like Roshi and Krillin at the end, and like him and Krillin are about to have like one more sparring match, and then he just disappears, and like he basically says goodbye to everybody, and like, I don't know, it's just really like, you know, it was actually really sad to see Goku, like, he was leaving, and it wasn't that this time he was gonna, you know, he's dead and he's going to other world and he could be brought back. No, he was like supposed to be gone, like just gone. Oh, thank you. Are you? I'll add you in a bit after the stream. You play Xenoverse 2? But yeah,
I'm
no.
sure that was a good moment. I've actually never seen it because I've never finished GT because well, I like my sanity. Um,
We can definitely play sometime. I'm on here quite a bit. I actually need to get back on here. I took a little break, but damn, I dealt 8,000 damage. That's crazy.
You've got a talent for this. Don't forget
uh,
how that felt.
But what's your number three?
okay. So my number three is, and this one is completely subjective, and I think that you know this one's completely subjective to me specifically, but it is the introduction of Gogeta in Dragon Ball Super Broly.
I mean, I don't. I guess it is subjective, but I don't think there's a lot of people that argue like the. No, yeah, definitely we can play some Xenoverse. Like, I'm down, but no,
uh,
yeah, I don't think a lot of people would argue with that number three because that is a great moment. Like, Gogeta in like the movie GT when they brought him out, like he's great, but like he's a character where like no matter what you do with Gogeta, he's pretty awesome.
exactly, and I mean, once again, the reason it's subjective is because Gogeta is my all-time favorite character in all of Dragon Ball, uh, and you know, he wasn't canon for a long time because he was only in the Janemba movie,
And
um,
GT,
and GT.
because remember he
But
has the
I'd rather
coolest
think
Super
more
Saiyan
about
4.
yeah,
No, but
yeah,
he
yeah.
is
But
cool.
I'd
He
rather
does
think
look cool.
about
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't like GT, he does have the coolest Super Saiyan 4 form because he has like that red hair. I wish you could get that on this game. I really do.
hmm
Like, I don't know why they're so against it.
uh, well, Xenoverse does a really good. Oh my God. Xenoverse does a really good job of actually like capturing some GT stuff without it being
What did I just do?
overpowering. Uh,
I haven't posted on my Discord server in a while, sir. It's been a long time. It's been like, yeah,
but yeah, I love Gogeta, and that's 100% why that's my like number three is cause it's Gogeta, um, and no one will ever change my mind because Gogeta. So if that makes sense to you, run with it.
Alright, so my number 2 Dragon Ball moment of all time is from Dragon Ball Super. And it is my favorite line in the history of Dragon Ball. And it is when Bulma is trying to get Vegeta to go to the party, and he's like, "Yes, let's go see Yamcha." There's the Discord server in the chat. But that's like my favorite line, and when I got to meet Chris Sabat, he actually did the voice for me.
Oh
Because I
yeah.
said the line wrong, and I was telling him that was my favorite line, and like he did the voice. I didn't even ask him to, which was really cool. And like I don't know, that was another line where I was just laughing. It just shows how like funny Dragon Ball Super can be, especially like as much as people might not like. They always argue dub or sub. Like that's one of the few animes where I think the English dub is great. You know, it has and that's who most people in the States grew up with.
I understand like the people who like prefer the sub. Like I can understand it, but for me personally, there's going to be nothing that beats Sean Shimon and Chris Sabat. Like those two are amazing. So like it's hard for me to like watch the sub of Dragon Ball because it's just like. And it's not that I haven't, because to be fair, I did watch all of Dragon Ball Super subbed. Just because I was lazy and didn't. It's not so much I was lazy, it's more just I was impatient. That's the word I'm looking for. I was impatient and didn't want to wait for it to be dubbed to finish it. So after like the first couple episodes came out dubbed, I like watched all of Dragon Ball Super on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, I saw you join the Discord. Nice. Maybe it'll be active again if people start joining again, because we haven't been on there in a while. Yeah, but that was my favorite line. It was just funny, and like it just shows that there's still some like bitterness towards Yamcha from like Vegeta over probably Bulma and Yamcha dating at one point. Although during the baseball episode, Bulma doesn't help things because she's still like kind of like simping for Yamcha in that episode. I don't know why.
I also think it just comes from the fact that like Vegeta just finds Yamcha pathetic.
Yeah, that too.
Because he's the only person that Vegeta has seen die to the like Cybermen in the anime. And to be fair, we do know how strong the Cybermen are. You know, they're equal to a Raditz. So, you know, that's pretty strong.
It's pretty strong if you're an Earthling, like. And Raditz is the canonically strongest character of all time, so. Freaking Raditz.
But yes, let's go see Yamcha.
Let's go see Yamcha. Yeah, that's my number 2. I mean, again, it's not really anything like earth-shattering or like really detrimental to the series, but like, you know, I don't know. It's just a funny line. And it's good work by Chris Sabat, like always.
So,
where's your number 2?
My number 2, I think, is going to be on
Dragon Ball Super is great.
And probably, I think my number 2 is going to be on a lot of people's list just because it is a very iconic moment, and I don't think anyone can kind of argue against it, and that's Goku snapping and going Super Saiyan for the first time. Like, just that initial rage moment for Goku is absolutely insane and fantastic. And I actually just rewatched it again this morning because I'm rewatching through Dragon Ball Z. So I got to see it again this morning, and it's so fantastic. Because, you know, Frieza kills Krillin, and then Goku's just like, snaps. And, like, you can tell that he's fighting between himself and his anger. He's trying to get Gohan out of there before Gohan sees him brutally murder Frieza. You know?
No, yeah.
It's such a fantastic moment. And
I mean, he even tells Gohan to leave before while he still has control, because he's literally like...
Yeah, because he's like fighting between himself and like his anger.
No, that is a really great moment. I mean, like, it's the most iconic, like, anime transformation moment of all time. It basically started all the other ones, so you can't really
Yeah,
argue it. I mean,
and I
shout
would
out to
argue,
Toriyama for being lazy and not wanting to color Goku's hair to come up with that,
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, yeah. That is why we have Super Saiyan. That's true.
Shout out to
Can't
Toriyama for
argue
being
against that.
wonderful and
I love
getting
how we
stuff.
always say shout out as if like our recognition's what matters. Like as if Toriyama is
He might
immensely more
like
well
it.
known than us.
Well, I can still shout him out.
Sure.
It's like it's like tagging like a celebrity on your Instagram post, okay? It's just
Yeah, you're bringing attention to that celebrity. That's what you're doing, man. You're really bringing some new fans towards Toriyama's way. Um, anyway, what's your number one? What's your
my
like
number
thought on?
one, and it kind of falls into the like kind of is a reflection of my number five in a way, and it is the Beast Beam Cannon from Dragon Ball Super's Superhero.
Mm.
When Gohan hits that insane special beam cannon to finish off Cell Max, and like
Okay.
it's just a crazy moment. Like I really like the way they do it on this game, where it's him and Piccolo doing it together. But I mean, obviously, like the one in the movie is awesome. And it just shows off like how strong Gohan's new form is. Like, because I mean that thing goes
Yeah.
all the way. I mean, I've been streaming. Like, I've been streaming I still stream. I've been streaming. I never really stopped.
Don't stop me.
But yeah, like it just showed. It definitely showed how strong like his new form was.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a great moment. It's a great moment in the superhero movie. I don't know about it being like number one of all time, but uh, can't argue that it's a good moment.
I mean, that's fine. I love that moment. Like it to me,
And that's fair.
it
I mean,
shows.
I put a lot of stuff on my list that was like very personal, so
And it's
you're
also
allowed your
because like a
opinion.
lot of people, even though they didn't like the way that movie was animated, I thought the move just looks really cool in the animation style. Like it was also the
Yeah, that's fair.
presentation of it.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, so yeah, that's my number one. I mean, it's kind of I don't know. I mean, I guess it'd be kind of controversial for some people, but to me, I really liked it. But I'm also a
Yeah.
lot bigger of a fan of that movie than some people. So
No, yeah. So my number one of all time here, personally feels a little deflated to me right now because it got put at someone else's number five. But it's the father-son Kamehameha. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's my favorite moment in all of Dragon Ball Z. As I said, that's the moment that like cemented like Dragon Ball Z in my eyes and cemented Gohan as my second favorite character of all time. And
okay.
like it's so memorable. It is so memorable just to see like because that's another moment where I cried.
I
Like
mean,
this
it's a
whole
great
saga was such
moment.
an emotional this whole saga was such an emotional saga to begin with, and then just that move was absolutely fantastically animated, and like I love it. And the build up to that moment was great. With Gohan and going Super Saiyan 2 and everything, and
No, yeah,
you
and just
have
Cell being ended. I get it. That's why I put it on my list. And also, Tokyo, I do re-upload these to YouTube under the same name, so if you want to check out like the past ones, they are there.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's where I have to because we did talk about this earlier. But yeah, once again,
Yeah, and I
fantastic
guess
moment.
those are 10 great moments from both of us, I think. And I just want to say,
Absolutely amazing.
I don't believe Dragon Ball Magic is going to be a thing. Just for those of you hearing those rumors, I think it's horse poop. It doesn't sound legit, and the premise sounds really weird. And in all the stuff I read, there's no mention of Toriyama, which confuses me, because then it just sounds like it's a rebooted GT in the style of GT without Toriyama. It sounds like something the internet made up.
Yeah, it sounds like something someone threw out there as a joke, and it got too serious.
Yeah.
Like it got taken too serious.
It's the same as my Twitch, Age of the Fall 88. This right here.
Well, yeah.
It's actually also my TikTok name, so if you have TikTok, look me up there too. It's just the same, yeah. But yeah, those are the top 10 moments we listed. Thank you for joining us for DawnCast episode 13. We'll probably be back later today with episode 14, as due to some scheduling things, we might have to double shoot, which is fine. It's fun to do things, you know. But yeah, and if you're enjoying,
stay at the line.
Thanks, I appreciate that, Tokyo. You're a hero. So yeah, but if you're joining us on YouTube, remember to leave a like and subscribe, a comment, let us know down below what you like about Dragon Ball. If you're joining us on Twitch, remember to leave a follow if you haven't already, and you know, we'll be back with another episode later. Anything you got left to say, Simple, or are we just heading out here?
Yeah, I think that's enough to wrap it up. You know, be as brave as you can be.
Alright guys, we'll see you later.
A fantasy in the
We'll
world.
find the 7 Dragon Balls somewhere out there. Bye-bye.